Hey crypto bros, hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are, and we're going to be talking about Zen. We're going to be taking a look at the Ordinals auction that has been happening. We're going to check out other information that has come out in regards to Fenix, and I'm going to show you guys a chart that you need to pay attention to in regards to Zen. Thank you for all the support that you've given this channel. The Zen community is absolutely destroying it. Without you, channel wouldn't be growing at this rate that it has been. So I just want to give a shout out to the whole Zen community, and we'll continue to do these videos and do technical analysis to guide the community itself in terms of price action. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Zen chart. Now, in our previous video, we did say that, look, buyers were going to come into this area and that they can actually break this resistance line that you see here. So what we want to see and what we talked about in the previous video is that we wanted to see Zen break above this resistance area and turn this into support. There's a lot of confluence in this area. If we can build this structure, turn this into support, so if we go on the lower time frames, on the 6 hours, we want to be building this formation with higher highs and higher lows. This gives us a support structure to break above that resistance area. Now, these resistance points come in over the months, again, of November, October-ish. Leading into that, there was a lot of sell pressure coming in, a lot of people minting and dumping that on the market. But that's what was happening there. I don't know if many people actually held on to their Zen. Again, they were minting and they were just basically constantly dumping on the market, because at that point, really, there was no game theory. There were no projects that were going to be launched on Zen. However, Zen at this point does have a big purpose. It does have a lot of value that's being driven into the ecosystem with DBZen, Fenix, Xlon, and a lot more projects are going to be coming out on Zen in the future. And you have the Zen Ordinals, you have the Zen FTs. So there is a lot of activity for Zen to drive a lot of volume into the ecosystem, a lot of liquidity to be driven in there. And a lot of people are excited. And for sure, by all means, we've gone up literally, if you look from the bottom to the top of this, we've gone up about 1400%. So it wouldn't be too bad if you take off your initial investment, if you did get into the low side when we made the video around the 121 area, noting that, look, Zen is looking for a breakout. You're going to want to ride this wave to the upside, guys. Now, I did take off my initial investment off of Zen, and I'm continuing to ride this out, and I am taking profits along the way. You have to have a strategy when it comes to trading, and you have to know your targets or where you want to taking out some Zen. Now, can Zen go a lot further? Yes, that's why I have a long-term bag in Zen, and that's why I also trade Zen so that I can accumulate at the bottom prices. You can also go on the Zen network and you can mint and just pay for the gas fees. Now, that is something to keep in mind, because the gas fees are so high at times. It is difficult to build out a strategy that can become profitable. But if you're long-term, again, if you're a long-term staker or you're a long-term minter, then the chances that you will become profitable are very high at the end of the day. So I just want to make that note out. So again, Zen participation right now is for the marathon stage, not for the sprint stage. You can do some shorter mints to essentially give you some liquidity to participate in these other projects like Fenix, which again, if you go on the YouTube channel, so he does an interview with Joe Blau, again, the developer of Fenix. So if you want to get more information in regards to that, I highly recommend that you do watch this video. A lot is happening with Fenix. It's kind of like a hybrid model of Hex, and it also takes other features of other staking projects and builds it into Fenix. So pretty cool stuff happening there. If you haven't followed them, you can go on Phoenix Protocol Twitter, and just be careful what you join in terms of Telegram, because there's a lot of scammers out there. And again, at the end of the day, guys, Zen is free. You just have to pay for the gas fee. So just be careful with any airdrops or anything like that in terms of the Zen ecosystem. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the narrative that we've been discussing over the past few months on this channel. We always said, look, the narrative will shift. You see the top 100 coins here on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap or whatever site index you go to, check prices. If you look here, since being here in 2016, guys, this list constantly changes and newer projects take over the existing projects' rank, and you want to be following the narrative. So you want to go where the narrative is heading, guys, because that's where the most profit is, the most X's in the game. You want to be where the narrative is. So what is the narrative that's being built around during this whole financial collapse of banks? Well, you see a lot of regulation coming into the space, and you want to go to projects that are developing and onboarding users onto crypto in a regulatory stance. And a few of those I've already mentioned here: BAB, Telcoin. A lot of these coins have done phenomenally well, especially BAB going up 1600%, doing phenomenally well. However, we've done some technical analysis. We spoke about, look, there is going to be some sell pressure, and we did take a lot of profits in regards to that. But my main thesis in regards to this is that, look, there's a new nerve being driven, okay, into this market, and that is, how do you solve the inflationary problem that a lot of these coins actually have, such as Dogecoin, guys. It has a large, again, supply. How can you make Doge deflationary? How can you make SHIB deflationary? It has a large supply. How can you bring value back into this ecosystem and still build on the same fundamentals that Bitcoin has? Zen is doing that, guys. They're bringing in first principles where the founders themselves don't even have a pre-allocation to basically dump on the market. It's the best of both worlds. You have Ethereum and Bitcoin into one asset. The only thing that can stop Zen at this point is Ethereum here, because most of the liquidity is happening on Ethereum, and a lot of liquidity is going to drive into these other chains like Avalanche, Moonbeam, Polygon. So a lot of liquidity is coming into this, and rightfully so. But again, what we want to do is we want to follow the narrative, and the narrative is first principle. And the narrative is, how do you solve inflationary problem that we have with many of these coins, and how do you bring back development, actual use case? How do you onboard people? And the cool thing is that Zen is free. Anybody can go and mint Zen and get Zen and just pay for the gas fee on any chain. That's how you solve the onboarding problem that a lot of projects have been struggling with. But if we go here, let's look at the Zen Ordinals. The auction is ongoing for I think the next 72 hours. A lot of people just piled in a bit of a Zen into it. So far, I mean, not too bad, but I think most of the action is going to be happening at the last day, last hours. And I think that's where most of the volume of burns will come in for this Zen Ordinals. I personally myself won't be participating into this. Maybe I might miss out at the end of the day, maybe in the future, but you know what, there's a lot happening, and I have my eyes set on different things in regards to my strategy. So I will continue to, facilitate that and not participate in the ordinals. So let's go ahead and talk about a chart that I want to show you in regards to this. So this is the Zen and DXN chart. Now, if you go on TradingView, you can add these two charts together, and you can do a side-by-side comparison. And what I want to show you in particular, now, again, DXN doesn't have a lot of data because it's a brand new project, so there's not much of a price action to go and further back test. It came out back in March of 27 or 26, around there, so not much data to base off of, but there is enough data to kind of indicate to us, look, it's been a good indicator for Zen in particular, right? Where you can arbitrage some of the capital and start trading this. Here at Crypto Bros, we are traders, so we look for opportunities. We apply strategies to maximize our profit, whether that's basically to build capital aside to reinvest back into long-term projects like Zen, Hex, Pulsechain when it comes out, or even into the big macro caps like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all that. We are building lower highs on the XN, while on Zen we're putting in higher highs. And that is basically indicating there is a shift, divergence, and that, again, XN has formed a bottom at key target areas, and that we're going to going up. Now, if you followed that strategy, again, that would have netted you about 356% to the upside. Now, in order for you to get DXN, you have to burn Zen for it, and or you can go out and buy it on the open market. However, it is more profitable to be burning your Zen at this point. Depends on the gas fees and where the GUI is, but it depends on that, and where you think it's going to be more profitable to buy it on the market or actually burn your Zen to get DB Zen. So let's look at another example here. So we saw a lower low on EXN while you put in higher low on Zen. And what that indicated to us, look, we're going to see price action move to the upside. So what we're seeing is it's been a great indicator for you to get into DXN. So when you see higher lows being put on the lower time frames on Zen and you see lower lows put in, that basically notes to us, look, there might be some buyers coming into the XN coin, and you can essentially substitute your Zen for DXN. Now we're kind of seeing the same thing happen. We're putting in lower highs on DXN and higher highs on Zen, based off of the previous back testing that we're gonna see upside in DXN. Now as long as Bitcoin and Ethereum do very well and they hold their consolidation area right around the 30,000 for Bitcoin, then I don't see a problem why this trend can continue. So keep an eye on this in regards to Zen and DXN, and how DXN can be a good indicator for where the Zen top is and where for a DXN bottom. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this channel and the Zen content that we're coming out, consider subscribing here. We come out with daily crypto videos that are TA news driven, so you don't want to miss this information. Until next time, bros, as always, stay profitable.